Okay, now we will proceed to the direct materials budget. Okay, so you look at example 3. Okay, Syarikat Pesona Alam Sdn Bhd wants to have raw material inventory at the end of the quarter equals to 10%, alright, of the next quarter production requirement. Okay, this is actually the ending inventory policy. That means for every quarter, the ending inventory is subject to 10% of the next quarter production requirement. Okay, so the assumption given in the question is assume that the total needed for production for the first quarter in 2022. Okay, the item for 2022 for the first quarter is given, which is 19,560 kgs. So this will help you out with the ending inventory for the fourth quarter of 2021. Alright, okay, and 10% here, as you can see here, it is already calculated for you. So this will be the ending inventory for the final quarter of 2021. Okay, to manufacture each product, okay, each product requires 3 kg of raw materials. Okay, so the requirement is 3 kg for every finished items, and expected cost of the raw materials is 5 ringgit per kg. So this is the price for the raw material. So we are supposed to prepare the direct material budgets. So in order to prepare the direct material budgets, you need to have the production unit here. So this production unit is actually taken from your production budget earlier. Alright, so this item here, which I highlighted, okay, you akan salin balik dan masukkan ke production unit. Okay, so this item here is actually related from the previous budget. Okay, alright, so your production unit for every quarter is already calculated from the previous budget. You just copy and paste and bring it to the direct materials budget. Okay, so as you can see here, okay, we are supposed to produce 20,080 units of finished items. Okay, so each item, each finished goods requires 3 kg. Okay, so here you need to multiply with the direct materials per unit. Okay, in this question, the raw material is in kg unit. Okay, so maybe in any other question you'll come across with meters, milliliters, and so on. So this is subject to the question requirements. Okay, so sekarang ni kita akan letak 3 kg dekat sini. Okay, and here untuk kolom yang terakhir ni, awak jangan campur ya, because this is not the total. Okay, yang dekat tepi ni, this is actually referring to direct material per unit, still referring to direct material per unit. So the direct material per unit is still 3 kg. Alright, okay, so total untuk direct materials needed, that means 4120 kita akan darab dengan 3 kg. Alright, so we'll get the total direct materials needed for the production. So this is actually what we call the requirement for production. Okay, so you are required to prepare this much amount of raw materials in order to produce 20,080 units of finished goods. Okay, so back to here, your desired ending inventory. So as you can see in the question, the ending inventory policy is 10% of next quarter's production requirement. So my ending inventory for my first quarter is actually 10% from here. Okay, alright, so I'll be taking 10% from 14160. Okay, so the ending inventory for the first quarter is 1416. So we'll be doing the same thing. Alright, the ending inventory for the second quarter come from the third quarter raw materials requirement, and the third quarter ending inventory requires 10% from the amount of the next of fourth quarter total direct materials requirement. Okay, but for quarter 4, the ending inventory, you don't need to calculate for that because it is already given in the question, which is 1956. Jadi kita fill up saja. Okay, so this will be your ending inventory. Okay, taken from the ending inventory policy given in the question. Okay, so macam biasa, because this is ending inventory, alright, so since this is ending inventory, meaning, okay, here we will only put the item from the 4th quarter, which is 1956 here. Okay, so total direct material required ialah 12360 minus plus 1416. Okay, so your total direct material required will be the total of these two items. Okay, and then kita akan minus dengan beginning inventory. Okay, which I already told you earlier, the beginning inventory here is actually taken from the ending inventory of next quarter. Okay, so kalau you nampak, okay, so this ending inventory here in the first quarter, okay, will be the next beginning inventory for the next quarter. So kita akan ambil beginning inventory tu from the previous quarter punya ending inventory. Okay, so we'll get this much of amount lah. Alright, so kalau kita faham, that means you need to know apa 4th quarter for 2020 punya ending inventory, right? So ending inventory untuk the 4th quarter of 2020 is taken actually 10% from here, which is the requirement for the next quarter, kan? Okay, that is 12360. So maksudnya kalau I am looking for the beginning inventory, so item ni is actually taken 10% from 12,360. Okay, alright, so that is how you get the beginning inventory for the first quarter. Okay, alright, and since this row here is for beginning inventory, so untuk column year ataupun total dekat hujung ni, alright, the item I will fill up with the first number in the quarter, which is 1236. So this item here is actually 1236. Okay, so kita nak dapatkan direct material purchase. So how much do you need to purchase? So kita akan tolak dengan beginning inventory lah. Kenapa kita tolak? Sebab beginning inventory ialah stok yang dah memang ada dekat tangan. So you tak perlu beli 1236 tu, you just beli balance yang diperlukan sahaja. Alright, so kita minus. Okay, and then you'll get your direct material purchase. But this item here is in kg. So dekat atas ni, until here, the item is either in unit or in kg. Alright, but then when you multiply with the cost per kg, so kita tahu dalam soalan tadi, the cost per kg is actually RM5. Okay, so from there kita akan dapat total cost for direct material. So this item here is actually what you are buying and what you are supposed to pay to your supplier. Alright, so darab dengan RM5, so we will get the total cost of direct material. Okay, alright, so this is for direct material. Okay, and then next we go to direct labor. Okay, direct labor is very easy. Okay, it just depends on the production unit and the wage rate per hour. Okay, so kalau awak tengok dekat sini, alright, persona Alam Sdn Bhd, okay, For every finished units or finished goods, the labor required is 2 hours. Okay, and the wage rate is 10 ringgit per hour. So we are supposed to prepare the direct labor. So we need to have the information on the production unit. So this item is actually taken from the production budget. That means production budget ni, dia punya particulars tu awak akan guna pakai di direct material budget and also in the direct labor budget. Okay, so kalau you tengok dekat production budget, okay, these are the figures that you need to produce for that year. So this figure here will be pasted, okay, in your direct labor budget as well. Okay, so production unit ni kita ambil samalah macam dekat direct material budget tadi. Okay, alright, so kita tahu setiap satu unit seorang buruh perlukan 2 jam. Okay, so we write that 2. So dekat total belakang ni pun 2 it's not accumulated. You jangan letak 8 pula, sebab dekat sini this item here is still referring to direct labor per unit. So be careful with that. Okay, sebab this item is actually reflecting the final column here. Okay, alright, and then the total direct labor hours, that means kita akan ambil jumlah unit dan kita akan darab lah dengan 1 jam, satu finish units berapa jam diperlukan. Okay, so you will get your total direct labor hours. Okay, the total is actually 40 hours and 160 40,160 hours. Okay, setiap 1 jam pekerja ni dibayar sebanyak 10 ringgit. Okay, so from there I will get the total cost for my labor. Okay, so total cost for direct labor will be 401,600 ringgit. So the last column here is actually referring to ringgit Malaysia. Ini adalah wages that you need to pay to your labor. So this item here, okay, you akan nampak nanti kita akan will be reflected in your cash budget, because this item here adalah apa yang kita perlu bayar sebagai gaji ataupun upah pekerja. Okay, sama macam direct labor, direct material tadi. Okay, your direct material just now earlier, item dekat bawah ni adalah bahan mentah yang kita perlu beli. Alright, so this is actually what you are supposed to pay to your supplier. So this item here is also your accounts payable amount. Okay, that you'll be paying, and dia akan nampak nanti di cash budget.